Boro fans, hello and welcome back to episode number 27 on the Stevenage Football Club podcast. Last Saturday, I started this podcast by, I wouldn't really say annoying and, but kind of just throwing out there, what a point. And I'm really sorry, man, I'm going to do it again. What a point. What a point. Another draw yesterday, 0-0, second place. 31 points. I'm so happy. I can't wipe the smile off my face. And come on, give us a little bit. Surely you're happy, mate. Come second by December.
I'm just glad we're above Lincoln, to be honest.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Nipping that straight in the bud straight away, are you? What via
Yeah,
goal?
yeah, yeah. Mr. Tong, how's that gap looking to you, mate? Because 2 games in hand and we're still above you. It's not great, is it?
And I'm just so happy we're second. I'm so happy.
You'd
I'm,
be happy if we were third or 10th,
by the way,
14th.
I just want to throw something in there actually. So I was
That's really good.
on my fixture board, right, where I've got all the fixtures and I put the results up. Quite autistic like that.
Yeah.
But I've noticed something actually, a little trend. Right, I was having a look under like every month. I write like what position we are after the month and the points we've got. Right, so August, September, October, and now November. Whenever we've finished a month, we've been second. Seriously. After August 2nd, after September 2nd, after October 2nd, after November 2nd. It's true. 4 months.
And that gives me what do you want me to do with this information?
But we're getting promoted.
Oh. You know, I've actually had that question a lot this weekend from various family members and friends. And I just, as much as I think it would be great for us to be promoted, I just don't think as a club we're ready to be promoted. Does that does that make sense?
I get your point. Yeah, I think like we're trying to like again. This season was the start of a new journey when it was becoming a top half League One team. So I think if you stay in League One for the next few years, you kind of create that. I think if you go up straight away, it's going to be so difficult to sustain it,
I
isn't
feel
it?
like it's probably too soon, isn't it?
Yeah,
Jump is probably too soon, and you think over the last few seasons we've been building it, haven't we, slowly?
yeah,
And you want to kind of keep building that slowly. So
yeah.
ultimately, in a few years, we could be outright favourites at some point if
I
the
agree.
league becomes unpredictable as it is still.
I agree. That's what I think the goal is over these next few years to really consolidate as a top half League One team, which we're doing. Luca, mate, how are you?
Yeah, yeah, all good. Thanks. I thought it was a really weird game yesterday, actually.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was, wasn't it? It was like a game of two halves yesterday, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
I,
reminiscent of the beat of the first half. I thought
yeah, it
first half, I
was.
think it was really lively and we took it to them, which I really liked. But yeah, second half, I thought we looked tired. I think, and I think you
Yeah,
see the effects of it in that second half. But as I say, you can look at it in two different ways. I think you can look at it positively, you can look at it negatively. But I look at it positively because obviously we're going into December 2nd, and from two tough away games, you've got 4 points.
this is what I'm like so happy about. Right, if someone would have said to me in Spain that by December we would be second with 31 points, 16 games, 9 wins, 4 draws, 11 goals conceded from 16. We said it on the pod the other day, unbelievable. Look, boys, I would have cried, to be honest. I'd have been, and I am. I was in the car coming home yesterday. I was like, I'm just so proud of them. Up in second. And actually, I was going to say, Luca, since you've been doing this pod, we're unbeaten, by the way,
Oh, it's crazy.
which means, and Luca's got to come on every episode now. Surely, right?
I
Surely.
say,
If I
is that,
cancel it, we're done for.
I was gonna say, does that mean my place in jeopardy here?
Oh,
Oh, little bit like Saxon Early and Dan Butler, isn't it? And
oh,
it's,
how good was
So
he?
good to
How
see
good was
Dan
he?
Butler out the squad yesterday.
oh, stop it.
Unbelievable.
Saxon was great.
Oh, looking at that team sheet and seeing him out the squad. Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and do you know what was mad, Luca? Right, when basically we found out again somewhat not the starting 11, but a few of the players that were playing before the game, And one of the chaps that does a bit with the first team, he went, "Oh, Saxon's starting to take because Dan Butler's injured." Instantly, I initially thought, "Oh wow, brilliant! Saxon's gonna get some league minutes finally." And then instantly, I thought, "Oh, Anne's gonna be buzzing." so I sent Anne a message like, "Yeah, Saxon's in, Butler's out." They didn't even acknowledge. Oh, it was just like, "Oh, great, Butler's not in the team." Then, like,
Yeah, I did because I watched the second half of the Peterborough game, and it did feel like towards the end they were just exposing that left hand side, and he was dragging Freestone out of position. I was just like, for the love of God, we've got to change it here because they're getting in so freely down there. So
I thought
maybe
Butler was great against Peterborough personally. I didn't think he had a bad
I think
game.
it was good, but you could see towards the end that they were getting in behind him, and it's just like, how many times do we allow that to happen before
It's
they
all
go
it's
and
always
score?
like if the opposition's gonna get down one side, it's not gonna be Luther's.
No.
Yeah, Luther's too dominant. He's too
Yeah.
good, Luther. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but apparently he's not good at one-on-one defending, according to some people.
Do you know what? Do you know what used to get me as well, right? And Luther's coming a lot with delivery and stuff that they can't cross the ball. Do you know?
Yeah, we can't play 3-5-2 because our wing backs can't cross.
Yeah,
What a load of
where have we heard
nonsense.
that one before?
Better keep that one quiet.
Mr. Reese Donnelly, I think that's associated. Yeah, but hang on, we are speaking about the guy that said Cole Piagiani won't be
Can't play
captain,
League One.
was captain, not good enough to play League One, then played League One, then wasn't good enough to pass to feet. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Absurd
Idiot.
statements,
Absolute idiot.
absurd statements. Well, there's only one place to start today, fellas. The big 0-0 draw. I'm calling it a big point. I was really, really happy with this result yesterday. I thought it was great. No Anne's going to tut, unfortunately for Anne. Obviously, we came off the bat, didn't we, from Tuesday night's massive win to put us top of the league. And we were going into Wigan away, 16th League One match. And I think that the objective from a lot of people was get a result in the match, whether that's a point, whether we find a way to win the game. And a point we did just that. The game ended 0-0, meaning that we go second place with 31 points. So happy. I cannot believe that we're second place by December with 31 points. An unbelievable achievement. The lineup, again, we really, really wanted Revs to go with the 3-5-2 again, that was so successful against Peterborough United on Tuesday. And he did that. He went straight with the 3-5-2. And, we spoke about the importance of playing that formation, especially away from home, gives us a different look. Lineup, there was a change in there with the lineup, and we will speak about that change in a little bit. But Philip Marshall started between the sticks again against Wigan. The back line was Luther Wilding, Charlie Good, Dan Sweeney and Lewis Freestone kept their position. It was announced that Pidge would start on the bench. Saxon Early was in at left back in place of the injured Dan Butler on Saturday away at Wigan. We had Dan Phillips and Harvey White pairing again as they did away at Peterborough. Dan Kemp in the 10. And Big Goal Reedy and Gassana Habmay leading the line exactly like it was on Tuesday night. The substitute bench, Tashby Hammond, Chem Campbell, Bez Labala, Phoenix Patterson, Jasper Patterson, Cole Piagiani and Louis Thompson were on the bench. The statistics for the 0-0 draw yesterday away at Wigan. We had 41% possession to Wigan's 59. We had 6 shots overall in the match compared to Wigan's 11. And we had 4 on target compared to Wigan's 3. We had 14 touches in the opposition box. Wigan had 23. 7 saves overall from goalkeepers. Philip Marshall made 3 and Sam Tickle made 4. We had 27 aerial duels won compared to Wigan's 21. There were 10 corners. We had 7. Wigan had 3. Some distribution statistics. We made a total of 317 passes to Wigan's 442. We had a 72% pass accuracy compared to Wigan's 80. Backward passes, we made 40 to Wigan's 70. Forward passes, we made 123 to Wigan's 140. And total long balls, we made 58 to Wigan's 51. Very similar. Some defensive stats. Tackles won, we had 66% compared to Wigan's 85. Yellow cards, there was only one in the game, which went to us. And total clearances, we made 36 to Wigan's 29. Now, in my opinion, I thought it was a brilliant little point. I thought, it was all about getting the result yesterday, whether that was a draw or a win after Tuesday. We wanted to get another result with this 3-5-2 formation and style. And I think that was really, really important for us to do as a team. We did that. First half, some brilliant football, played fantastically, moved the ball really well, some brilliant passages of play and some great opportunities that we nearly scored that were expertly saved by their goalkeeper. And I think second half, there was a sense of maybe some tired legs with 30 to go, but found a way through the match, got through it. And again, I think it's pretty certain that Alex Ravel got it absolutely bang on again yesterday with the starting lineup and the substitutions. So amazing from Rebs there. Luca, I know that you watched it, I think, and you kind of kept up to date on Flash Score. Luca, were you able to watch it yesterday?
Yes, I was. Well, especially the lineup, I thought was really good because it's, especially from Revs, it's confident, isn't it? Following on from that, from the result on Tuesday, and I thought there were so many reserved starters. You think Sweeney back in there, Dan Phillips alongside Harvey White, because he wants to mimic that first half performance, which I think we did. I thought we did that really well. But how on earth do we have the depth to bench Carpegiani? Like that completely astounds me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the point, especially, I was happy with, definitely, because it keeps that momentum, doesn't it? When we obviously got tough fixtures coming up, you want to keep that momentum. You don't want to go win lot, and especially with Cardiff coming up. But I think kind of overshadowed by the second half in a way because it was so different to the first half. That could maybe be a concern going forward. But I think the point is definitely something to be looked at brilliantly. But yeah, it keeps the momentum going. But we just need to improve in that final third, definitely, because goals recently have been drying up. But it's about the points in these away games. And yeah, we just move on.
I think the one thing that I was really, really happy about, obviously the performance. I thought first half we played some excellent football. Actually, some of the football we played from one side of the pitch to the other. That passage of play for Reedy's header, beautiful bit of set up there by the team. I thought first half we were brilliant, and then second half it was just a real dogged, tough match, which is at Wigan. Wigan's a tough place to go, and I thought we did really well at managing the match and getting through the game and making sure that we got a result, which was the main thing. But what I absolutely loved about this was Alex Ravel's decision to keep with the back three. That is such great management. It sets the bar, and it kind of says to this squad, even if you are a Cole Piagiani, if you miss out and you're a player that comes in and earns their spot and has a performance the way that they did against Peterborough, you will get rewarded with playing again. And Pidge, a player of Pidge's level and calibre, will have to sit on the bench and miss out. And I love that. And he rewarded Sweens and Freestone, and they paid off again. Another clean sheet, brilliant back there. I thought that back line really got us that point yesterday. The way that they defended, the way that they played. Charlie Good is brilliant. We say it every podcast, especially this season. But Dan Sweeney and Lewis Freestone again yesterday, winning the battles, winning the headers. Sweens made a couple of brilliant blocks in the box. So did Lewis Freestone, and they really, really paid off for Revs there after keeping that or making that decision to stick with those three again, which I thought was brilliant. And I know you kept tabs on the score yesterday. I know that you weren't able to go, etc. But look, I know I say it, and I know it's a joke, but a big point, right, on the road, unbeaten in three clean sheets we have to throw in there now in a row. Big result to keep us second, mate.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, we look at it and we go, did we do enough in the first half to go and win the game of football? by the looks of it, yeah, we probably did. But there's that saying in football: if you can't win a game, you don't lose it, and you take a point. Um, what I found quite funny over the last sort of 24 hours or so is the Wigan fans on Twitter losing their
Oh,
mind. We only brought 200 fans. I mean, look, how do you win points by the amount of fans you take to an away game? And you've got to consider that you're coming up to Christmas. You've got all these, like, do you know how many people can realistically afford to go to a day trip to go and pay and what 30 quid for a match ticket to go and watch a game at Wigan Athletic,
yeah.
formerly of the Premier League? Just because you're not where you used to be, and you are where you are now, pipe down. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Do you
get
know
back
what,
in your
actually?
box a minute.
Do you know, I'm going to jump in here, right, boys? So before the match, I had a great day out personally. I've got the car parked right outside the away end, pre-booked it, and I was having a chat with someone before the match, and I literally brought this up. Like we were speaking about how many we would have there at Wigan yesterday. I remember saying, "Oh, I think I saw something about 150, so we'll have 150 to 200 people." And I said, you what just get a lot of stick. They'll go, "Oh, what top of the league?" And they brought 200, and I was like, let's not forget this is Wigan Athletic, and when you have a look at the attendance in their stadium, I mean, they can barely fill half of it.
MK Dons.
Yeah, I literally, mate, and they've got the nerve and the cheek to go, "Oh, is that what you bring away?" Like the rugby team gets more than you at home. Like, don't give it the big one about
The amount of abuse. Well, watching it on TV is different, and the amount of abuse they were hurling at Saxon early throughout the game,
oh,
like that, because that contentious decision where he got elbowed, didn't he?
he did. That was a
I
foul.
think
That was, yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
believe it, and he like, I mean, the commentators were saying it's at least a yellow, and like, I believe it because he was obviously time wasting a few times, but the amount of abuse they were hurling at him, Saxon, I thought he was magnificent yesterday, honestly. The way he
Yeah.
came in and
Mm.
advertised for Butler the way he did, and he was just to put in a 90 as well. Considering the minutes he hasn't played a league game in virtually 2 years, and
Mm.
he goes and does that. So I thought he was fantastic, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So what I absolutely loved about this was again, I love the way that Rebs stuck to his guns, played the back line. Obviously, I know Butts is injured, so Saxon come in, but he stuck to his guns pretty much with the whole 11. He played Phillips. I thought Dan Phillips was brilliant again, won everything yesterday, and he kept me reading and gas. And I really, really like that. But Saxon early for me, brilliant, because again, hasn't played a minute in the league this season. He's just had a couple of F Football League trophy matches. Comes in a tough game like that against Wigan, who can be a decent side at home. And I thought he was brilliant. He gave us energy down that left, offensively and defensively. I thought he was brilliant. And I was really, really impressed with him. Um, I thought the referee was a joke in the second half, if I'm honest. Do you know what, Ange? You would have been pulling your hair out over this blooming ref yesterday, because in the first half, the whole stadium were getting at him. And it was odd because they honestly thought that it was a penalty when the guy went down after the coming together with Sweens. And it
You've
was,
seen the dive.
oh, mate, it was
Oh,
never a penalty. And more to the point, both when they put their hands on each other, it actually starts outside the box. It's not actually in the area. Never a
Oh,
penalty. And they were on the ref so much that in the second half, the ref just gave them everything. It was like any little, as soon as they shouted for something, free kick.
honestly, it was like 90, literally 99% of everything was
It
theirs.
was it was just every call. And it got to the point with 10 minutes to go. And I was like, oh, come on, ref. Like, this is a game with two sides, pal. Like, you can't just give them everything because you've gone in at half time and thought, oh, I've really annoyed the Wigan fans there, the Wigan contingent. Do you know what I mean? Just ref the game. I thought he was naff the ref. I really, really did. Um,
well, it's nailed on that we'll get some sort of donkey for the Cardiff game then, won't we?
it'll be given to one of the stronger refs, and then we turn up
Yeah, my arse.
in other leagues.
There's no
Darren
strong
Drysdale,
refs.
think about that.
Yeah, power hungry Drysdale. What a game to put him in charge of, actually. A second be first game in
That
League
would
One.
kill me off.
Oh,
If it's Drysdale and I see him warming up, I will leave. I will not watch.
it,
I can't.
It
She's
won't
an
be
idiot.
Revs. It won't be Revs putting in an letter to the PGMOL. It'll be Ad.
I'll fucking be calling them up, going, sort your shit out. This isn't
I'm
good enough.
with you, Ad.
It's driving me insane.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Players, boys, that we have to talk about with this performance. Philip Marshall in goal again. Pretty solid feel. I saw a couple of cultured cannons come out there for your benefit, and yeah, there was a couple
Yeah.
come
That
out.
crystal ball.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that crystal ball's, it's a load of shit, really, isn't it, that crystal ball? Because he's absolutely mustard, Philip Marshall. Or as we like to call him, Philip Martial with a C.
No, there's no we. Solely you.
Love him, love him. Really solid game. Backline boys. Luther, Sweens, or Luther, Good, Sweens, Freestone, and Saxon early. Luca, a quick opinion. I know you said it on Saxon already, but Luther and Saxon, kind of observation from them two in this match.
I mean, I thought Luca was beaten in spells. I thought he obviously showed himself how good he is one on one. I thought he was excellent against their winger. I thought that he was definitely one of those in the second half that looked a little bit lethargic. Maybe still he was feeling the effects from Tuesday. But he was just solid, wasn't he? And that's all he had to be yesterday. And yeah, all he touched on attack. I think what all that was asked of him, he's one of those that Webs asks the player to step up, and he does just that. He delivers solid performance, and it's credit to the depth of the squad how he can literally just pull up and rely on someone who hasn't had a league minute this season. And yeah, it's just a credit to how competitive the squad is really that we can just Butler can be out, and then you think who's going to come in? Early's in, puts in a performance like that, and we're absolutely down. So I thought the fullbacks did really well.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what was so amazing about Page, wasn't it? You know, I said to someone before the game started, like, imagine having the squad depth to, not start Cole Pigiani and still get a result. Like I was thinking about this. Like, whenever would you ever see in another season Pidge not playing, you would instantly go, oh no. But this season, because of the squad depth that we have, it's like Pidge isn't playing. Well, we still expect to get a result. It doesn't matter. Dan Sweeney will come in and play to the level. Do you know what I mean? That's what I loved, and that's what I love about us.
Did it feel weird in the stadium not seeing him in the middle of the back line?
Yeah, no, it did. And honestly, I just said this to Anne off the thing as well. It felt weird watching him on the sideline. I mean, like seeing him warm up, that was odd, very odd. We were looking at it thinking, God, you don't really see Pidge on the sideline warming up with shorts on, and it was just odd, just so odd. I don't know why I'm saying shorts on, by the way, because he always wears shorts, but you know what I mean. Just you know how the substitutions normally have the trackies on, don't they? Do you know that's kind of what I'm getting at. But yeah, it was just.
Can I just jump in on this actually quickly?
Of course, I had.
So I actually think this is very brave and actually well managed here by Revs, because if you think back to when we played Luton at home, he started with Good and Sweens, and Sweens had the game of his life that day. He played unbelievably. And then the next week we had, I think it was Lincoln, and he dropped Sweens to the bench and he put Pidge back in. And for me, like, I was like, oh, I can understand why he's done it, because obviously Pidge is the captain, the leader. But it felt wrong, because when a player plays so well, their confidence is going to be sky high. Like Sween's after Luton, his confidence must be through the roof, right?
Yeah.
And to then drop him literally the next game because Pidge is back from injury or whatever it was, I was a bit like, that's not going to do him very well. And then you see the effect of it. You see the next game that Sween's played in. I think he might have played in the Virtue game against either Palace or Bromley.
Yeah.
And then he plays against Chesterfield, and he's in and out of the side consistently. And you saw against Chesterfield, he didn't play particularly well, but to keep him in after such a good performance on Tuesday, to then for him to go and back it up again, it's now going, Pidge, mate, you've got a hard task to get back in the squad here, because this back three is unbelievable. So I think for me now, it's how does Revs manage it when we play at home? Do we stick with a 3-5-2, or do we go to our normal form? We try and go more attacking at home, and then when we go away from home, do we go to the three? It's one of those things. How's he going to manage it? God only knows. But I think that was a very, very brave but very strong decision by Revs to keep Pidge on the bench there.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think for me, I thought it was fantastic management because, you know, that three at Peterborough Tuesday were brilliant. And you know, they got us over the line. They got us a clean sheet. And it would have just been so easy to put Pidge back in. It would have been when you got a player that's dominant. It would have just been an easy decision to make. And to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, the fan base expect Pidge to go straight back in because Pidge is so dominant, right? And he's built up a brilliant partnership with Goody. But it was great management and it's setting the bar. And that's how you want your manager to be. You set the bar and you show that, you know, if you perform like this, it doesn't matter who else is in that specific position, you will play. And also, you know, not only does it make Pidge work harder, it's a massive kind of a boost to Sweens and Lewis Freestone, you know, like to know that the manager, if I play well, I will play. If I get a chance and I play well, I will play. And that's what these players want to do. All of them want to be playing because they're all top League One level players. And more to the point, he played them Saturday and they were brilliant again. They were brilliant. Do you know, I actually thought yesterday was Dan Sweeney's best game this season. I thought he was absolutely fantastic yesterday. He won absolutely everything. Didn't give the ball away. His passing was really good. His positioning was really good. He was able to cover both Good and Freestone. He made a couple of brilliant blocks in the box first half, putting his body on the line. Second half, I think he made a vital block. He was brilliant, Dan Sweeney. And I liked it. It's brilliant management. And I'm with you. I don't know what he does now going forward. I mean, obviously, we've got the Trophy Tuesday. Do you know what he probably does? He probably plays Pidge in the Trophy and gives Sweens a rest. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's really important, though, isn't it? Because it's preparing for life after Pidge, isn't it? And
it is.
You think maybe even last season, at the start of last season, no one would have thought if you take Pidge out of that team that we're going to be defensively sound completely over a 46-game season. No one's going to think that. So now that he's given these opportunities to Sweeney, to Freestone, to form those different partnerships, it's much better for the team as well. Because you look forward and you go, we're going to be all right, you know? We're going to be all right in that back line because obviously that defensive base is so important to the way we play. And it has been for ages, especially under Evans and Webs. So the fact that we're forming those different partnerships without Pidge is one of the best things to see, really.
And also, I like the way it's getting players minutes, isn't it? You know, you look at Sweens and Freestone now. I know, obviously, Lou don't run a games at left back, but Sweens especially, he's played some games now. You know, he's played against Luton. He's had trophy matches. You know, he's on FA Cup. He's played the last 2 games. So he's got minutes in the bag now. You know, we're going to hit an inevitable point, in my opinion, in Feb, where games do get tough, and they will get tough. And this is where, hopefully, and I believe this will happen, where our squad depth will really allow us to come through that tough period in a Feb or March time. So it's really important for players like Dan Sweeney, like Lewis Freestone, to have minutes and to have played a good chunk of games this season, because they're probably going to be needed around that February mark where, you know, players get injured, players get tired, you need a different change again. So I'm really happy that they've played a couple of games and they've been brilliant and they've kept a couple of clean sheets. But brilliant management from Revs. Again, you know, we said in the pod the other night, got it bang on. He got it absolutely bang on again this Saturday for the result. Midfield, Dan Phillips, Harvey White, Dan Kemp. Kempy got a bit more of the ball, was able to create, I thought was really, really good. And you saw the benefit of that, didn't you? He was able to get on the ball, got in those pockets of space, created a couple of good moments, much better, much more of what we want to see from Kempy. The last 2 matches, you kind of felt that the style of the game just didn't really suit Kempy. But this one, bigger pitch, able to get on the ball, I thought was good. And we've got to mention Dan Phillips now, you know, 2 games, similar to Sweens, you know, comes in. He was brilliant again, Dan Phillips. He was one of my man of the matches. I don't know what you boys think.
honestly, if you remember that analogy I said about Dan Phillips the other day, I'm going to reference it again. Honestly, he was unreal, wasn't he? He was
Yeah.
unreal. He was absolutely everywhere. And it was just another, I'm going to say it again, it was another Dan Phillips performance. No one could get near him. Every single tackle, every bit of ground, he was there. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe one moment you've got us on the other side of the pitch and he's there, and then the ball gets switched from Wigan and he's there again, like breaking up the play every time. When he's on form, when he's confident and he's playing the 90 minutes in successive games, you can't stop him. There's no one that gets near him, in my opinion.
I'm going to ask you two a question really quickly before we have a chat about the strikers. Now, from what I've seen the past year, I think Dan Phillips has been absolutely fantastic. And I think what Dan Phillips does so well is he's got that aggression to go and win the ball back and to do the nitty gritty, which you do need in League One. There'll be games like Peterborough and Wigan yesterday, but he's a really good footballer. And I know he plays with Trinidad, but you don't represent your international sides if you're not a good player. And he's got the ability to play some really good football, and he showed it yesterday.
Didn't you think that he was really good on the ball yesterday?
Yeah, I did. That was my point. I think the way he moved the ball. But the question I've got is Houghton or Phillips, based on the last two.
I think it's tough, isn't it? I think it's really tough because do you want that like ultimate stability with Houghton in what he gives, or do you want just the aggression of Dan Phillips week in week out? I think it depends on games really.
I
Because
do. I don't know what you think about it, and like there hasn't. Like I think Jordan Houghton's been great, and I think there's been a lot of the thing about Jordan Houghton. He does certain things that no one really notices that are really important to get your team going again. But in terms of like performances where you come out the ground, there hasn't really been a game this season where I've come out and I've gone, "What a game Jordan Houghton had today." Do you know what I mean? But there's two now with Dan Phillips where I've come out the stadium and I've gone, "What a game Dan Phillips had." Do you know what I mean? It's. I haven't said that about Jordan now, but I've said that about Dan Phillips.
Yeah, I think Jordan Houghton maybe offers something slightly different to Dan Phillips. He offers the know-how, he offers the experience, he offers um the connection from the back three or the back four to the full to the front line. I think Jordan Houghton offers that. He doesn't offer what Dan Phillips offers in terms of his physicality and his desire to go and smash into someone. Um,
So I thought you were going to go the desire to go and win the ball back, the desire to
no,
smash it. It reminds me of the Roy Keane meme where he's like, I just want to smash it so
yeah,
I feel better about myself.
no, and I think with Dan Phillips, and I noticed it last year, um, to an extent of if Dan Phillips plays well, the team plays well. If Dan Phillips doesn't play well, the team doesn't play well. He's that like cog in the midfield that will go and get the ball. And it's like, if for example, if I'm Dan Kemp and I lose the ball, it's fine because I know I've got Dan Phillips behind me. He'll go and make a challenge, go and win us the ball back, and we can get back on the front foot again,
Yeah,
you know? And I think for me, I think like Luca said, it's 100% down on the games, who we're playing. I think away from home, Dan Phillips is almost your better option because,
yeah,
you know, games away from home tend to be a little bit more hostile, a little bit more we have to sit in at moments. And I think he's almost better in that scenario because he not only does he break up the play, but he can also progress the ball up the pitch. We no Mansfield away last season, right? Prime example, Mansfield away, we're winning 1-0, we're backs against the wall, and he's there doing like little twirls in the middle of the pitch with the ball. And I'm thinking, what are you doing, man? Just keep it simple. But he's got the control and the ability to go and do things like this. And it's just, yeah, I think if you're away from home, you want a Dan Phillips in your side. If you're at home, you want a Jordan Houghton in your side. That's kind of how I'm seeing it.
honestly, I really agree about Jordan Houghton because especially as you said, he's that link, isn't he? He's that link, and he's
Mm.
so important in the way that we progress the ball.
mm,
And at home, I think that's so important. And he does the bits that no one thinks about. And I think I always call him the Boro Busquets. That's what it reminds me of. That's what he reminds me of.
Jake Tong wouldn't be happy to hear that one, would he, Anne?
No, we obviously signed a cracking player from prime Barcelona here. Xavi and Iniesta don't know what to do with themselves.
We never said Busquets. That's a new one. So we'll take Busquets over any
Yeah,
other.
I think that he was better than Iniesta and Xavi anyway. To be honest, they were just overrated.
I agree. I agree. I love that. I love that. No, I agree with you, Luca. I think Jordan Houghton is a top League One player. I mean, this is a guy that's played Championship football. He's won League One, and he's not old. He's relatively in his. I think Houghton is like 28 or 29. He's still he probably says in his prime years actually as a footballer. So I think he's a really, really important player. He does certain things like he'll win the ball back and distribute the ball quickly that gets your team out into a certain area of the pitch that goes unnoticed. And those things are really, really important. And I think Houghton has been great. It's difficult because Dan Phillips is so robust and he's so aggressive that when he has a really good game, you really notice that he's had a good game. And I loved his performance yesterday at Wigan. I thought he went out there and he did everything brilliantly. He didn't give the ball away once, won the ball back. I'd love to see the dual stats specifically for players because surely he's walked out of the Brick Community Stadium, as it's well known now, with the most duels won. I'm certain of the game yesterday, but it's tough for Revs now because now Louis Thompson's back. He come on as well. He's got some big decisions to make when Houts is fit. Two up top, Reedy and Gassana had May. Thought Reedy had a good game actually. To be honest with you, I think Reedy was unlucky not to score. To be honest with you, the header I thought was a brilliant header. They've
got a fantastic goalkeeper, haven't they?
They have just a brilliant save from Tickle. The first one, it was a tight angle. He probably didn't have the room to find a slot on that shot. Still at the target, but header, what header! And it's just a brilliant save by Tickle. I thought Reedy worked really hard. Again, Gas worked hard, did what he needed to do, but that's all you're gonna kind of get from Gas in that position. What was your thought on the two strikers?
I think it was probably, in terms of Gas, I thought first 10 minutes is one of the best 10 minutes I've seen from him. 10-minute spells. And I thought he looked really, the way he was using his body well, I thought, and linking up with Reedy. But it was also, I was really impressed with his defensive work. The way he was clearing from corners, just pressing the back line really well for the first 10 minutes. And then, obviously, him looking really lively fashions that opportunity from the corner. Where, in past weeks where he's not playing well and he's not really confident, that doesn't happen. But you can really see it's a follow-on from Peterborough where you can see he's still got that point to prove himself. He wants to be in that starting 11. You can see it, and he's making that spot competitive still, and he's kind of grasping onto it. That's why he's still getting the start from Ribs.
Yeah, I thought he worked. I thought both of them worked really, really hard yesterday, and they kept the shape from the front, which is so important when you play a 3-5-2. Do you know, it's something actually I wanted to add actually as well, boys, before we look at the table. And this is where I get really, really happy again when I look at us being in second. Anne's head's tilting back straight away. So especially when we were shooting up towards in front of us in the second half, I was just watching. Whenever we didn't have the ball and Wigan had it at the back, when their centre half had it or their goalkeeper had it, I was just watching us, and I was just looking at us from an opposition kind of view. And what I absolutely love about this 3-5-2, and we've spoken about this on a couple of occasions, is how hard it makes us, and how hard it is for teams to break us down. And I was having a look when Reedy and Gas were just holding their position and letting Wigan have the ball. And I was having a look at that back five with the two, with the Kemp in one and Reedy and Gas there. And I thought, wow, that is such a difficult block to get through. And it happened again yesterday, as it did with Peterborough. Wigan didn't know how to play. It was like, do we try and catch the ball over the top? They tried that many a time, didn't work. Do we try and get the ball in the wide areas? And don't get me wrong, I know Wigan had that great chance, didn't they, in the second half, but they didn't really know how to get through us. It was almost like they felt that they had to go around the team, and that's where their best moments kind of came in the game. And I just love this 3-5-2. I just love it. I just love the fact that when we haven't got the ball, when we work hard and we tuck in and we get into our shape, it makes it really difficult to be broken down. And then you've got players like Dan Phillips, when the ball does go through the lines, to go and win the ball back and make contact. You've got Goody, Sween, Freestone that can step into the gap and win the ball back. It then forces balls over the back, but the defence is so good at what they do. They're able to collect and sweep, and the fullbacks are as well, the wing backs. It was really noticeable, Peter, but you couldn't be behind it and see it because we were on the side. But yesterday, because we were right behind it, you could see it and how difficult it was. And I really hope that we continue to play that formation, certainly away from home. And I love the way that we've got the two kind of styles that we can deploy now. I think that's so vital for us consistently getting results and staying up there. So that was really noticeable for me yesterday.
I think the 3-5-2 especially, I think it refines us in every single department, because I think especially you talk about the defensive three, it puts more emphasis on them, allows them to express themselves more and dominate more. And I feel also Dan Phillips, it puts more emphasis on him to go and win the ball back. He's in a midfield pair with Harvey White, but then he can also bomb forward if he likes. And then also when we're going forward, getting the ball wide, it allows us to just dictate play and makes us definitely more expansive when we get the fullbacks forward. Unlike Saxon earlier, he's just going to bomb forward the ball. And then you've also got Kempy, who's in that 10. He's in that roaming role that he loves, which I thought really worked yesterday. He was everywhere and he was allowed to go everywhere. And then you've got Gas and Reedy leading the line. They're allowed to lead the line. And they work together well in that strike partnership where they can do what they want. They can work hard, fashion chances, and it's not just one sole player trying to fashion a chance for themselves, which I think Reedy especially struggled to deal with, him being the lone striker. So I just think the 3-5-2, it just makes us better in every department.
I agree. I think obviously defensively it makes us even better. I mean, it's making you even better from the best defence than my God. But offensively as well, it just gives us a different look. It gives us a bit of width, allows the wing backs to get forward. We've got very athletic wing backs. Luther Wilding is one of the most athletic players in the division. And I know we give Dan Butler a little bit of stick, but Butts is very good offense. I think, and you can even agree, I think offensively, Dan Butler is a very, very good player. He gives you that quality of delivery. But my point is as well, now with Saxon, you've also got that athletic background to now play as a wing back. So it gives us both athletic kind of forward options from those wide areas as well to support the forward line. Thought it was a big point, boys. I know Anne thinking, he's a big point though, Anne, surely, right?
It's a good point. I'll give you good.
We'll take that. All right, we'll take good.
But what I was actually going to say, I think we spoke in the week, Farley. Gas, when he's playing the sole striker back to goal, useless, absolute donkey. Gas in a 2, brilliant.
Yeah, in a 2, he's great. He's great.
And like we saw it when we had the promotion season. We had a big bloke up top, and we had Reedy next to him. Why have we not realised sooner that actually that's what actually works for Reedy? And we've got Gas, who's huge. We've got Reedy, who works well with a big bloke next to him. Why aren't we deploying this?
Yeah,
it is mind blowing that we've only just realised that it could work.
And I think with Reedy as well, Ad, like when you look at his real goal scoring seasons, they come in partnerships. Right, promotion season, he only got about 9 or 10 goals, but in a partnership. Obviously, you had Danny Rose and Luke Norris, who were very good, and it was difficult to keep them two out the team. League One first season, partnership. Right, scored all them
bads.
Oh well, yes. Actually, Wigan away was one of the first games of that, wasn't it, Anne?
Oh, we thought he was class after that. We thought he was class.
I feel like this is deja vu. I feel like this come up last week as well.
I remember watching that game, big Vads running around, winning headers. I thought, we've cracked it, boys. We've cracked it. It only went downhill. I went, no.
Yeah. I got to be honest though, I did prefer watching the Gas and Reedy yesterday. I'm not going to lie, although it's the nostalgia, I guess, isn't it? But I love that. I love that. But it's true. And in this season, in a partnership, he's got six. And obviously, five of them were scored right at the start of the season, but he's got six. He's playing well. He got unlucky yesterday. So, quick question before we look at the league: 3-5-2. Would you boys actually deploy this at home as well? Because it's been so good away from home. Obviously, we have the 4-2-3-1, which we can deploy as well. But actually, when you think as well, 3-5-2 at home also, knowing how dominant we are at the back, do we go with this 3-5-2 as well? I'll come to you, and would you play it at home?
I think maybe when we play games like when we play Cardiff, Stockport, when we play the bigger teams, I would say, yeah, let's start with a 3-5-2. Try and get to the 70-minute mark. It's still in the game. Then we go right 4-2-3-1, 4-3-2, and just go and try and win the game. That's how I would use it if I was at home. But then I think if we're playing like the so-called lesser teams, like the teams lower down the division, teams like Lincoln, really.
God,
Didn't mention anyone else, but
yeah. Just Lincoln.
Yeah,
Well,
the first team that came to mind because they're not quite up in the echelons of League One.
not in that top two, are they? Ad for you?
No. I think when you play like teams lower down the league, you only play with the 4-2-3-1. You go right, the four of you, go and play, and you almost sort of go with the two holding, whether it's Harvey and Houghton or Harvey and Phillips or Phillips and whoever.
Mm.
You get one of them to bomb on and join the four that are going forward. And so it's a five, and you just go, do we need two? Do we need two midfielders sitting at home against people that are down the bottom of the league? Probably not. You probably want to push another foot, and then it's another midfielder that's another player that's taken out of their game where they can counter with. So look, I think when we play the big boys, we start 3-5-2, then look to change to the 4-2-3-1 or the 4-3-3 and chase the game later on. But if we're playing the lower league opposition, I'll just go with the 4-2-3-1 personally.
Yeah, would you go for the same, Luca? 3-5-2 against those bigger sides, but you've got that other alternative when we play the sides down the bottom.
I think do it. You've got to keep the run going. I think definitely. I think we've shown that we play better against the better sides. We play better football, definitely at home.
And Cardiff, right? Next match. I mean, what a game! You might as well play it in that game, right?
Yeah, I think changing it probably goes against what Revs is trying to build. I think you're trying to establish this 3-5-2. It's gone well. We've got 4 points from 2 away games. I think changing it just goes against that. And I think Cardiff are going to be expansive, aren't they? They're going to come. They're going to dominate possession. They're going to play. They've shown that can do that this season, and they're in form. We need to combat that. And I also think that he's got to give Felix Patterson some more minutes.
Yeah,
he's got to give him. I said it yesterday. He had to give him at least half an hour because honestly, you don't want to lose that game. Obviously against Wigan, you don't want to lose it. But I feel like bringing Labala and Campbell on, as he made basically the same touch, didn't he? I think he made them exactly. But you want to go and attack the game, and you've got Felix Patterson who's sitting on the bench, and he comes on 97th minute. If you give him that half an hour, you at least, if he doesn't perform, we go, all right, maybe didn't work. But he needs to give Phoenix that opportunity to prove himself, I think.
I've got a query about this as well, because I agree. I think yesterday, it's difficult, isn't it? Because the past two games, they've been similar in the sense where, we've got 20 minutes to go and we're just trying to get the result over the line. And you wouldn't necessarily put that, and you wouldn't necessarily go, oh, we'll bring Phoenix on in terms of those games because they're really hard for games.
Look, end of the season, we could need 2 points.
Exactly. My point is, I've spoken to a lot of people about the 3-5-2, and they're going, oh, if we play the 3-5-2, we can't play Phoenix. Why could you not, right? And I was thinking about this in the car on the way home. Why could you not, in a 3-5-2, like yesterday, for example, I know it was right at the end of the game, why could Felix Patterson not play as a number 10?
Well, I know he had experience at Fleetwood as a left wing back, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
So, I mean, I know that probably goes against, because Revs wants that defensive cover, doesn't he? I feel like in some certain games when you need to be attacking and you need to go for the free. I think in some circumstances he's got to go against that. And I feel like especially in the last half an hour games, just do it. Just do it. You might as well.
I certainly think Cardiff is a really good opportunity to do it as well. I think in those bigger games, you've got to take some gambles now and again. And again, the last two games I can understand why he hasn't played in terms of they've been really difficult games, and there've been different type of games that might not suit Phoenix's style. But again, I would love to see him play some more games and especially in these matches coming up in December, because my God, we've got some big ones. The league table. Let's take a look at the table. Come on. I'm so happy, boys. Second place by December. Oh, my goodness. Anne's got his head in his hands. I don't know why. I don't know why you've got your head in your hands, Anne. Surely your hands should be up here, shouldn't they? I don't know. No, I'm joking. League table at the minute. Let's start from the bottom. Because we did have a full League One list on the weekend. Port Vale at the bottom, Plymouth 23rd, Blackpool 22nd, and Peterborough 21st. 20th up to 12th, it goes Exeter, Burton, Doncaster, Wigan, Reading, Mansfield, Northampton, Rotherham, Leyton, Orient. From 11th all the way to 7th, Wycombe, Barnsley, Wimbledon, Huddersfield, and Luton. And the top six, Bolton, Stockport, Lincoln, Bradford. Us in second. And Cardiff City, who are top. We've played 16. Cardiff have played 16. We have 31 points. Cardiff have 32. We've both got the best defences in the division. And oh my God, we play them next on the 9th in a week and a bit at the Lamix, or the so-called not Lamix anymore, in a top of the table clash. I mean, I'm going to go on a limit. That's probably the biggest league match I think I've seen. I like second v first in December in League One. Unbelievable game of football. They don't stop there again. Obviously, we've got Stockport the weekend after that, who are in 5th, and then we eventually play Cardiff again over Christmas. And my God, we've got some unbelievable matches coming up. League One, there were some tasty results on the weekend, and some odd results as well. I think we had obviously Bradford beating Exeter, Cardiff beating Mansfield, Lincoln beating Port Vale. We had Stockport drawing 1-1. We had Bolton drawing with Luton 1-1. We had, I think, Wimbledon Huddersfield was like 3-3. Absolutely crazy game. Other flip of the coin. You got Plymouth losing again 3-0 to Northampton. And second place, 31 points. We're in December. You said to me you don't start looking at league tables to November, December. Well, it is December, my friend. So come on, mate. What are you feeling?
Well, the possibility of us going up is very real. I'm not going to sit here and try and deny that it's not. I think for me, it's whether we can manage the suspensions, if we get suspensions, if we can manage the injuries. We look at last year and we had Pidge out, Sweens out, and Good out, which left Freestone as our only recognised centre half. So I think if we can manage that situation, if we get it again, if we can manage that situation sensibly.
Well, Pitch is at his 5 now, isn't he? So he's done for another 5, which is good.
Yeah. So I think it's very real. I think Plymouth, I think they're in big trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Cleverley gets sacked soon. I think he's a dead man walking, if I'm honest, by the looks of things. But yeah, I mean, look, again, we say it a lot. It's a very unpredictable league. Anyone could be anyone on their day, you know. I mean, realistically, did you see Wimbledon going to Huddersfield and getting a 3-3 draw? But in that game, going ahead 3 times, I don't think anyone would have said, "Yeah, Wimbledon will go and get a 3-3 draw there." We would have gone, if they get a 0-0, they've done well. But you expect Huddersfield to go and absolutely take them to the cleaners, especially with the
Yeah.
way that Huddersfield have been playing recently. But look, it's tasty. It is a tasty league. I just think we have to not worry about the outside noise. I think we have to worry about ourselves, worry what we're doing, play our style of football, pick up points where we can, pick up 3 points if we can, and yeah, like just manage the situations that we're in sensibly, and I think we'll be fine.
I think, look, I've said this on so many episodes now. I said it in the week, and I'll say it again today. We're going nowhere from that top 8. We've got 31 points and we've got 30 matches to play. I mean, you could take a point per game and still finish about 12th. So if you look at it like that, the math side of it and the points kind of ratio side of things, it really suggests that we're going to be finishing in that top 8, which is a truly unbelievable season, and we would have achieved our objective in becoming a top half League One team, which is what we wanted to achieve this season to allow us to be there and evolve every season for the next few years under this management, this current squad. I think for us to stay where we are in terms of the top 4, squad depth is key. I think home form's key. You've got to keep picking up results at home. And again, you need to evolve months on months in this division because, again, teams suss you out. When we're playing this 3-5-2, for me, I think the fact that we've changed to the 3-5-2, I think shows me, and we've seen it in the results, that we're going to be up there over December. I mean, I just love the way that Alex Ravel has evolved and adapted. He's shown that as a manager, and that is so important because, we're not playing in League Two. We can somewhat get away with it. It's League One. Teams are going to suss you out. But there's some brilliant players, some brilliant managers and coaches in this division. You're borderline championship. So you have to have that ability to adapt and evolve. We've done that over the last week with our formation and style. I think that's really, really important for us to stay there. And again, to echo Anne's words, suspensions, injuries, they all come to effect. But the great thing is the squad depth. It's, as we've seen with Pidge has got suspended. Swings and Freestone they play to the similar level. So I think that's huge for us. Luca, at the minute, the division is wide open. We're obviously sitting unbelievably in second place. Cracking league, isn't it? My God.
It's so unpredictable. You're almost waiting for some team to actually kick on and become the favourite. But week on week, teams are just beating it. Teams are losing. Teams are winning. I think I said it to you on the last episode. It's about where we are at the end of December, where we are at the turn of the year, where are we after that? Because this is the period that causes all the trouble. Because normally, the teams that are not expected to be up there, it's the Christmas period that causes all of this. So, for me, I think it's definitely we definitely need to improve the goals. That's the main concern for me at the moment because I think it's one from open play in the last 5. And although we're so solid defensively, and that's going to carry us a long way, definitely this season, when you get to those sort of games that you're where you're playing the top teams, you've got to find those goals because you can't rely on getting a goal early and being solid for the rest. You've got to up those goals. You've got to be taking it to the big teams to show people that you earn promotion as well. Because you can have the best defence in the league, but are you showing it against the big teams offensively? That's what I think we need to improve on and show in these big games coming up. Cardiff, Stockport. That's what we need to do.
Completely agree. I couldn't agree more. And the division, I mean, from first place all the way down to Burton, it's 10 points separated. So, it's unbelievable. Any team can come with a couple of wins and find themselves right out there. So, look, it's a wonderful league. It's unbelievable to be second place in it. And again, we now go into December and there's some unbelievable games of football. I'm like a little kid, boys. Kid at Christmas. There we go. I'll get Anne smiling again.
I'll say, though, although we talk about wanting to build every season, you've got to take advantage of this league this season. This season, this could be the season.
This is my point. And I've always said with getting promoted, and I did a few years ago, if you are good enough to get promoted, you'll eventually get promoted. And if we are good enough and we get promoted, then so be it. If you're good enough, you'll do it. And look, I think in terms of a league, if it's achievable to do it, this is the league. You don't normally get divisions like this in League One where it's this open across the division. You'll get 2 or 3 teams that stand out and some will run away with it in many respects. There isn't that case. You cannot look at the top 10 and go, they're going to win the league, which is uncanny, which is somewhat unheard of, especially in League One. So I am on that side as well of, look, what an opportunity to do it. We've got the squad depth. We've got the players. I do agree about the goals. I think the one thing that I would like to see us improving is chance creation. I've said that a couple of times. Try and improve that chance creation. And I think different systems will allow us to do that, like we've changed to the 3-5-2. But defensively, we are so good that we're going to be picking up a lot of points still, and we're going to be very difficult to break down. And I really see us staying up there for quite a while. I think February and March are going to be really, really key months for us when you get into those months of the season. But December, and look, we're going to know a lot after we play Cardiff and Stockport. If we get results in those games, then we deserve to be up there. I agree as well. I think when you have to earn your place up there. And what I mean by that is when you play those other top teams, you've picked results up in those games. And what you don't want is you don't want to just pick results up against all the bottom teams. And then whenever you play a top side, you don't. You have to earn your place up there. This is why I was happy with the point against Bradford. It's why I was happy that we beat Luton. We got results against top teams. When we play those top teams, I know it's difficult, but get results, even if they're points. Prove and show that you belong up there. Because if you get results against Cardiff, Bradford, Lincoln, Stockport, you've showed that you belong up there. If you hardly get any results against them and just beat the teams down the bottom, you don't really show in your results that you belong to stay in that kind of top bracket of the division.
Yeah, and what I'd really like to see as well is taking the game to the opposition at the back end of a game. And that's really important as well, because we've shown how we can do it in the first half. We can go out there and have a fantastic first 45 minutes, seen by the most recent 2 games. But you look, especially in the EFL, you look at the Championship, think of like Leeds and those sort of teams, where at the back end of games, in the big games, they find last-minute winners. They nick points in the last minute when they're not playing well. That's something I think we need to probably introduce into our game in some respects. We did it well a few times last season. This season, I feel like we've prioritised getting out there in the first half and getting that goal and being solid. I think it's good, definitely in some games. But we need to take it when it's not going our way. And we've got one of those games like it was Wigan in the first half, where it was quite end to end. A few goals in that first half. If it is that type of game, we must be able, if we want to get promoted, to be as good in the back end of game, kind of go out of nothing to create that chance that's going to win us a game, that type of thing. So I think that's something we can work on, but it's something that you need in certain games, in big games in a promotion season.
I think the teams that typically make the playoffs or get promoted score big goals in big moments. They score last-minute goals. You could go all the way back to our promotion season and have a look how many last-minute goals were scored that season. But in League One, when you have a look at teams in League One, typically teams that stay up there, they create big moments and they score in big moments of games. And we've done that. Port Vale away this season, turning that around, 2 big goals in 2 big moments of the game. I'd like to see more of that, because I think when you're doing things like that, you normally earn your place up there. And I think we're hopefully going to see that, and we're certainly going to find out over these next few months. Obviously, Cardiff's next week. We will be doing an episode before Cardiff, so that's not going to be on the main talking point. At the minute, it is second the first. What a match next week against Cardiff. Cardiff do actually play on Saturday in League One. They play Huddersfield at home. So they will have a game on Saturday. I think there's only one other game along with that game on in our division, because it is the FA Cup. So will be interesting to keep an eye on that game. I was kind of contemplating going to it actually, but I thought, sorry, we're going there in December, aren't we? So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We do have the Football League trophy on Tuesday night against Walsall in the round of 32. Walsall are currently top of League Two and we're second in League One. What a game, actually, on that side of things. What does he do, fellas? change it completely. Put Pidge in, put Tay in.
He's
Give me
coming
a couple
home.
of days. I
Aaron
know.
Presley's coming home.
Ah, the press.
Oh God, not that donkey.
Unbelievable. And the press is coming home.
You enjoy the press. I'll watch it from the warmth of my living room.
Now, hang
Thanks.
on a sec. On the same pitch, you're going to have the Bez and the press.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness. What a game.
One for the neutral, I'd expect.
One for the £12 ticket in the main stand, as I like to call it. I'm looking forward to this. I think it's great that we get next weekend off, but we had a competitive match, round of 32. Look, what a game, eh? Yeah, I think this would be a good idea to play some of those players that hasn't got there. Again, we talk about the squad depth, and there's going to come a time when we need those players in the squad. So any opportunity to get the minutes like Jasper Pattenden, like the Bez, like those, Joe Van Malcolms, I think it's important to play them in games like this. So yeah, I think Tuesday will be good against Walsall. So if we win, it goes. Is it quarters after? I don't
round
know.
of 16.
Round of 16, then God, they do make you play a lot, didn't they? Round of 32, Walsall. Yeah, it'd be a good game. Walsall top of the league too. They're having a cracking season. Do you know? I drove past their stadium actually yesterday on the way home, thinking, we could be coming back here next season. Well, unless
Got to see, got to see no Joe Van Malcolm yesterday. To be honest, I thought it would be made to measure for him.
Wow, all that pacing behind. Well, certainly in the
Yeah.
Football League trophy, right? Surely off that shoulder in front of the North Stand.
Yeah, the empty North Stand, by the way.
Yeah, empty North Stand. We're saying that now we're going through the round. Surely we've got to start opening up the stadium a bit more if we go through again.
How many people are going to go to the Football League trophy? Truly.
What, Tuesday night?
Well, I mean, think about it. The only time that we opened up the North Stand, we only opened half of it last year when we had Birmingham at home in it.
Yeah,
After that, I mean, apart from that, it's always been the main stand that's been open. No one else has really bothered rocking up.
I tell you what made me laugh, actually. Do you know what made me laugh? I was just thinking about this in my head when you were speaking, Ad. We line up against Walsall 3-5-2.
Yeah.
Keep the trade rolling. That will
Trophy special.
Pidge, Good and Sweens. Literally, you could let
Patterned in a right wing.
Yeah. Cushioned in there. Lewis Freestone at left back. You watch. What a lineup. Walsall will be like, I'll give it a rest, boys. Calm down. It's only the Football League trophy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We'll be good. I don't know when the draw is. I'm assuming the draw's this week as well. If we go through, I don't know. I don't know if all the matches for it are on them.
Knowing the trophy, it'll probably be like next year or something.
Next month, it'll be like, Jesus, chance. Actually, saying I actually think the next round. Oh no, when is the next round of it? Oh no, is it before Christmas? The next round? I can't even remember. Can't even remember if it's before.
Maybe.
I think it is. I think the next round is like in 2 weeks, and then the quarters is like in the new year, if that makes sense.
Well, you know what? They haven't rearranged the Barnsley home game yet, have they?
No, or Bolton.
Bolton they've got on a Tuesday night, I think, haven't they?
Oh, sorry. No, you are correct, Ange. Yeah, Bolton's in January. What is going on with the Barnsley match?
Surely we have to play it before we go to their place.
We play them end of January, so that's
So
coming up.
I won't be doing that trip again.
On the train for me this season, I think, when we're top 2.
Going via train to Barnsley.
Yes, sorry, why not? Change of scenery, innit? Change of scenery.
Change of scenery.
Actually,
it's literally the same ground and same area.
Actually, I have to throw in there, boys, actually, before we go through our predictions, which is going to be good fun. My journey to the game Saturday was unbelievable, right? So I went from Bromley Cross, just above Bolton, to Wigan, and it literally took me through the moors. So I went up the mountains, through the mountains, then I went over a massive reservoir. Oh my God, the scenery. Unbelievable. That was the best view I ever had to drive to a game. It was unbelievable. In the mist. Right, boys, prediction competition. Get in there. We're at the end of the month now. Let's take a little look back. I've got it in front of me. So we started with 2 points. And you predicted a 2-0 win against Doncaster. I did a 3-0. Ended 0-0. And we all started on 2 points. Oh no, or did we get one for... Oh no, I've lost my own rules, boys. No, it's what it's.
It's two if you got it, well, half of it right.
You're an absolute legend. You saved me. Thank you, Ad. Yes, 2 points. So we all started on 2 points because Luca joined with it late. Peterborough, and you went 2-1. Luca went 2-1. Boys, I went 1-0 against Peterborough. So, and Luca, after Peterborough, you have got 3 points overall. I've got 5 points. Wigan and went 1-1.
Oh no.
I went 1-0 and Luca, I went 2-0 and Luca went 1-0. So And gets an extra point. And's on 4. I get half right. So I'm on 7 and Luca goes to 5. So it goes And at the bottom with 4, Luca second with 5, and me top with 7 points. Now, boys, December is starting. We're going to predict all of December's fixtures. Do we
including Tuesday?
I was going to say, do we include Tuesday?
No, because that's a Mickey Mouse competition. Wasted time.
That's true.
Yeah.
You'll be at Wembley though, And, wouldn't you?
Today on the beers, of course I'll be there.
Exactly. All right, no, we won't involve Tuesday. We'll just keep it to league. It is the League One prediction competition. So sod it. We'll keep it to league. So let's go through December's fixtures. Cardiff City on the 9th, Stockport away straight after. We've then got Burton Albion just before Christmas, Wimbledon on Boxing Day, Cardiff again over Christmas. And obviously we're not involving Plymouth because that's New Year's Day. So 5 matches that we have got to predict. And I'm going to come to you first. Cardiff match, 2nd v 1st, next Tuesday.
It's got 0-0 written all over it, hasn't it?
You going 0-0?
Yeah.
All right, Anne's going 0-0. Luca, what are you going?
Oh, I've had an absolute shocker so far, so I feel like I've got to go rogue. I'm going to go for a thriller, absolute thriller, 2-2.
Oh, 2-2. Luca is going.
Thriller at the way?
No, thriller at the border away. It's not the Amex anymore.
Thriller at the 76.
Thriller at the War in Meg.
Yeah. Thriller at the M&S. M&S Mania or something like that. I don't know.
No. Seems aggressively stupid.
Yeah, I know. Poundland Pandemonium.
Oh. What has this descended into?
I have no idea. What a podcast.
Next thing you know, it'd be like something to do with jam or whatever.
What? Oh, yeah. So what can we do? J. Something to do with jam. What can we link that to? Juggernauting. I don't know. Juggernauting was what I thought of. I don't know.
Jammy Point gained.
Jammy Point gained. Jammy Dodger gained. God's sake. I'm gonna go a 2-1 win. I have got a funny feeling that we'll go 1-0 up. I think they'll equalise with about 10 minutes to go. And I think there's going to be absolutely pandemonium when the Bez comes on and wins it to go top. So I'm going to go 2-1 for me. That's Cardiff. Stockport away and...
Rama for a point. 0-0.
You can't just do all these 0-0, surely.
No, I don't think Stockport away.
0-0's a good shout.
They're going to want to react. They're quite
boisterous bunch, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Stockport's always notoriously tough. So yeah, I think a point there would be good.
Energy at Edgeley. Maybe that one could be called. I don't know.
No.
Luca, Stockport away. What are you going for?
Honestly, I'd probably put it as our only loss of the month, I reckon.
Okay.
But I think it continued to defend, really. I think 1-0. And you look away at Stockport, it's not an awful result if we go unbeaten for the rest of the fixtures.
So 1-0 Stockport.
Yeah.
1-0 Stockport. Okay, Luca's gone 1-0 Stockport. I'm so delusional at times because I'm just not one for
here we
predicting
go.
game stuff.
I can predict what you're going to say.
Something like 3-0 Boro or something stupid. You know?
Wow, behind the goal to stay top two. Stockport away. See, in the 3-5-2 now, I really fancy us to get results away from home.
Bite your armour for a 0-0 though, wouldn't you?
I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to go 1-1.
Matt, I would love to see if we did a whole season prediction every game. How many points we'd finish on? Would it be three figures?
I think I would literally the worst prediction you're ever going to get from me is like a draw. I've got to be realistic about this. I'm going to be useless at this game because of that point, aren't I? But jeez, could you imagine like 40?
You know what I'd love to know, like when you say 1-1, like who would you have as your goal scorer? You probably come out with like the Gas or something.
What 1-0?
It's definitely Bez.
At Stockport.
Yeah, 100% it's Gas or Bez. If it's not one of them, I'll be surprised.
No, I'm going to go Phoenix Patterson off the bench.
So something actually sensible.
I was going to go Kemp, but I thought, no, go Phoenix. No, I think the Gas will come up trumps against Cardiff, I think, and the Bears. I think that's there.
No, that won't happen.
Personally.
Categorically will not happen.
You say that, Anne, but you did say categorically we would never see the Gas again.
That was more in hope than anything else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Burton at home, boys. We'll fly through these. Anne, Burton at home.
2-0.
2-0 win. Yeah?
Yeah.
2-0 win. Luca. Burton at home.
1-0 win. Never back the early kickoff.
Oh, yeah. 12:30, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah. Gandhi's dying declaration. That one came out a few times.
Smartest thing you ever come out with. I'm going to go, 2-0 as well. I think we'll win that 2-0 against Burton. I think that'll be a nice little home win. Right, Wimbledon on Boxing Day. And what are you going for?
2-1 win.
2-1 win on Boxing Day. Let me pop that in, and 2-1 win on Boxing Day. Luca, what are you going for against Wimbledon?
Can we have another 5-1? That
would be
my Boxing Day treat. That would be repeat of the Virtu.
So you see the Gas actually doing some link-up play and running the lengths of the pitch.
Gas hat-trick away.
And the Bez, 100%.
Gas will no. 100%. If the Gas ever scores a hat-trick in my lifetime at Boro, you know I'm done.
Are you going 5-1, Luca?
No. I mean, it would be nice to, wouldn't it? I think 2-1. 2-1 us. I think that's fair.
2-1 us on Boxing Day. I'm going to go. See, I've done us to get a result every game. I mean, we're not going to get a result every game, are we? I really fancy us to win there as well. I think that's quite a winnable game. 1-0 win. I'm going. This is all wins. I'm going to go 1-0 win. 1-0 win for me. Last game of December before New Year's Day, Cardiff away. What a match. And what are you going for?
Good at home. 2-1 loss.
2-1 loss for Anne. Luca, what about you?
0-0. Cracking defensive performance, I can see.
That.
0-0.
You both
found Farley's delusion of 3-0 or something here.
No.
Only 2.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go for a thriller at the Cardiff City Stadium. And I'm actually going to do a reverse of what Lucas said for the home game. I'm going to go 2-2. I think Cardiff are quite known to conceding at home.
What, cracker in Cardiff?
Oh, Christmas cracker in Cardiff. There.
I agree though, because I think in one of those games, you think about it, if we're at the same level, we're going to be hopefully first v second again, and exactly. If they take the lead, you've got to respond, haven't you, in that type of game?
And I've got this funny feeling we're going to go 2-0 down in it, and it's going to be like, oh my word! And then all of a sudden, We're going to put it back to 2-2. And look, I'm not going to sit here and say the Bears, of course, but I will sit here and say I could see us pulling it back late on in the game. Yeah, maybe Jamie Reid that game. I don't know. Big game, big goal, Reedy. Yeah, Jamie Reid. Predictions are in. Borough fans, if you want to join in for December, please send us your predictions and we'll get you in the competition. I know Rich is in, but I'm not sure if Rich missed the weekend. I will total and tally up Rich's points separately to the pod. Boys, we've come to the end. Another cracker today. Second place, 31 points. December in second place. Unbelievable. Lads, thanks for hopping on today. It's been good fun. It's been good fun.
As always, a pleasure, Farley.
Always.
As always.
Always. Us three, the little trio. It's been good fun. It's been good fun. Borough fans, please go and give us a follow, like, and a subscribe on YouTube. Also, go and give us a follow and a like on our Audible services. We will be back next week. And we'll be looking ahead to the unbelievable match against Cardiff, 2nd v 1st, before we also play Stockport. We will hopefully have a preview match for the Cardiff City match. I do believe we are going to be recording one of the Cardiff City podcasts, so stay tuned for that. That will probably be dropping sometime next Monday as well. Yeah, and stay tuned for all the content on social media. Go and give us a follow on Twitter at TSFC Podcast. For now, guys, thank you for tuning in. Have a great week, and we will see you next week for the massive month of December, all the top of the table clashes. At this time, you have been listening to the Stevenage Football Club podcast.